One of the biggest stories of all of last season was Manti girlfriend passing away, as well as his grandmother passing away, all within the same day or two. It turns out that his grandma actually did pass away, but it turns out the girlfriend passing away was a hoax. She didn't just not pass away. She's not alive. She never existed. The girlfriend of Manti never existed. She was supposed to have leukemia, then passed away from the complications. The story was that they all knew that she was going to pass away because she had leukemia. It was just a matter of time. It was terminal, and it ended up being at the same time as his grandmother passing away. It turns out this is a complete hoax. His girlfriend was basically made up. The story about her having cancer was made up. Her death was made up. They even made fake Twitter accounts for her. And it was all organized by his friend. And the crazy thing is that his friend made this whole thing up, and Manti went along with it time and time again. They even used fake people's pictures as her picture, a person from California, or I don't remember where. They just used a random person's picture, but it turned out that the person's picture was of a friend of the person that instigated this thing. This is a crazy story, and if you want to read the whole thing, it's completely intricate and complex and crazy. Manti basically is along with it. He would have had to go along with too many lies, and he's best or really good friends with the person that instigated it. So it looks like this is a big hoax, and Manti went along with it. And the thing about this is, the craziest thing is that Manti almost won the Heisman Trophy because of this scandal. The scandal elevated his media attention to enormous heights. He was just a middle linebacker for the Notre Dame football team, which ended up being number 1 up until the actual national championship game where they got destroyed. But he wouldn't have been a big media story at all if it were not for this story that got him so much attention that he became a Heisman candidate. His stats weren't amazing. There were linebackers with more tackles for loss, with more sacks. He did have a huge interception number, but that is not even a big stat for linebackers. Linebackers aren't really well known for their interceptions, and it's not really a big deal to get a lot of interceptions, except, I mean, it is pretty nice to have as many interceptions as he had, but it's not a big story for a linebacker to have a lot of interceptions. That was the only thing that made him stand out from the rest. There were leadership qualities that he had, big plays that he was responsible for. But his stats didn't stand out amongst the rest in anything, and he was playing a defensive position. Most players do not get accolades for being in defensive positions. Jadeveon Clowney was an amazing player all of the season, had a whole bunch of sacks, and he was probably the most dominant defensive player in the nation. And he didn't even get a nomination. I mean, he was basically not even in the consideration for the Heisman Trophy. Yet Manti is, because of his big story about his girlfriend and his grandma passing away within the same couple of days, and it instigating his great play for his final senior season. So this is really, really crazy, and it's almost as if Manti made up some of these things for publicity, and so he would get attention. That's the craziest thing, is that he would go to such lengths to get attention. I mean, it almost worked out for him. If nobody had done up and digged and done the research to see if she's actually real, he could be a Heisman Trophy winner and be a first-round draft pick. But it looks like things are going way downhill for him. Check out the full story. It's really crazy. Link in the description. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I will put out more videos like fail compilations and funny videos. Check them out and subscribe.